I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome into Pregaming here at the Sports Money Network. I'm your boy, Mikey Money. Going to bring you guys into this Monday night with some best bets, some great spots, some trends, some angles. We'll talk cash flow, line movements, injury reports, what teams might have motivation for what, which, when, why, and how, and everything else that we can figure out to try to make a informed betting strategy this evening. And we just cashed our 11th straight bull game in a row. 11th straight bull bet, I should say, because as we found out this weekend, there aren't even 11 games yet. But we did cash. Congrats to those that tailed with me. That plus 1.5 was a wrong team favorite. And Washington State, never in doubt. 34-21. We'll take it. We'll run with it. We'll see if we can have some fun with it here because it's a big night ahead of us. You guys know the deal. Christmas is here. It's Christmas time. And we got ourselves 3 NHL games to try. It's a 4-game slate. I've got 3 of them for you guys right here, including both sharp respected betting games. The report came in. The sharp respected bettors are firing, as you well know, and I've got both of them for you guys right here tonight. Going to go deep into this college basketball card with 5 spots for you guys. We've got ourselves JSU, FSU, Canisius, and Duquesne, Bryant, and High Point will take action at 7 p.m. Mississippi Valley State taking on West Virginia. And then Northern Iowa brings us home against St. Mary's to round out the evening card. I know it's an NBA card out there. I put some plays out for the folks over on Winnable. I've got one that I'm going to give with you guys here. And I don't really love this NBA card tonight. I don't love the teams that are playing. I don't know. Maybe we'll add one more. Maybe we'll look at it. But it's only right that we finish off with a big trend for Monday Night Football and see if we can get paid. Got paid last night. Cashed the plus 3.5 on the New England Patriots. They won outright. Cashed some halftime bets. Cashed some live bets. Didn't cash that Houston Rockets spot, though. It's a little sad. A little depressing, as they are. But it's the week of Christmas, you guys. So the deal is this. Keep your notifications turned on. You don't know when we're going to drop live, but we're going to try to give you guys as much of a heads up as we can. I'll tell you right now, I'll be here today and tomorrow. I will not be here Christmas Eve. I will not be here Christmas Day. Can I say? And then I will be back for the day after Christmas, the 26th, that Friday. So a little 2 days off in between. I reached out to Ramon. The son of a bitch never gets back to me when I reach out to him. It's getting to be fucking rude. But anyhow, we'll see what he's going to do. And then we're going to be live, of course, for Monday Night Football tonight. You'll find us here. And we might get live on Saturday. There's a doubleheader of NFL games, no UFC. So we might just find ourselves live again on Saturday. Of course, we'll be live for Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, and back at more or less the regular schedule next week. So fun stuff, though. Going to be a fun week. Now, listen, I can't say this enough. There's going to be a shit ton of games. We are 11 straight bull bet winners. 11 straight. 10 between Pregaming and Winnable, and then one live show that we did, gave you guys a bull bet winner there as well. So that first half spot that we had on Thursday night. So why do I say that? Because you don't want to miss the action. We are on an epic run to close out 2025. In fact, I pulled up the old bet stamp yesterday. Gold Club members, 13 plays, 7.5 units. profit gained. We cashed the Cleveland Browns. We cashed the under in Tampa. We cashed the under in Kansas City. We cashed Tennessee out there as well. Tennessee Titans, that is. We cashed the Jacksonville Jaguars. We did not cash the Arizona Cardinals, nor did we cash that teaser for Detroit because Detroit's a bunch of punk bitches. Also gave you guys that live play last night. Then we fired off the NHL. 4-0 sweep in the NHL. 3-0 sweep in the NHL. Had Colorado -1. Had Dallas, Colorado parlay for +155. Had under 6.5. Not too shabby there. Then, college hoops wise, we lost Tennessee -42.5. They won by 42. It's fucking something. We cashed the under 139.5 in the Chattanooga Mocs game. We cashed the under 135.5 in the UConn DePaul game out there for a huge day on Sunday. It was a huge Sunday. Not only was it a huge Sunday, it was a big Saturday. Saturday, we gained 7 units. Real money. Both spots in that Miami game. Miami +3 in the under. We swept the college bowl card. Let's just start there. Won every college bowl game. Did not cash the under 6 in Detroit, the early afternoon spot. We did not cash the UNC -3.5. UNC ends up winning the game outright. That line moved. We just took it a little too early. We did cash the Sabres under 6.5. Sharp Perspective betting report information as well. We did cash on Tampa Bay Lightning. Sharp Perspective betting straight play out there. We did not cash Boston -1, but we did not eat a ton of juice. It was -105. We did close out the night with the Calgary Flames as a winner as well. So we're firing. We're firing. We're starting to heat up. We're seeing it clearly. We got the Houston Rockets +1.5. We got the 76ers money line. We got the Washington Wizards +13. They won outright. Only basketball spot we lost, Golden State -6. Not too shabby. We finished off the night with a Portland -4.5 victory. College basketball, I told you guys about that UNC spot, but outside of that, it looked like we motored. We did cash Iowa -25.5. We did cash. I think that's it. So, and then Ole Miss. Oh, no, that was basketball. My point is this. Yes, we recap. Look, come in here for the ugly days. They suck. It's embarrassing. We have to hang our heads. But that is not the case right now. That is 14 units of profit Saturday and Sunday. And so I'm telling you guys this because you know the deal. There is a way to get these best bets when we're not live on shows, when I'm sitting around Christmas, listening to everyone chitter, chatter, pitter, patter. I'm going to be making plays. You can get those plays over at Winnable, and they'll go to you via text alert. You don't even have to be surfing the net. You don't have to be watching YouTube. You can be passively engaged at your holiday functions, but you'll get a notification when I drop a bet, and you want to be on that bet because they have been solid. So check out Winnable if you haven't done so yet. Hey, it's Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, so we've never done things the way everybody else does them, right? You guys know that's the deal out there. And when you're firing up 14 winning units over the weekend and you've got 11 straight bowl game bets, all of a sudden, guess what they want to do? Oh, I'm going to give you this play for $10. No. What I've done is everybody that's a follower for me at Winnable, active today, I did it myself manually with these 2 pointers. I gave everybody a 2-day extension for members that are already a part of this thing because I want to offer a 2-day trial for anybody that has not yet. Tonight and tomorrow, it's 2 days. Sign up for any package. You'll get 2-day trial. If before you're not happy at the end of those 2 days, you can cancel. There won't be any fees. You won't get charged for it. But if you are happy, then you'll roll right into the VIP service, the best damn service in the business. 77 cents a day gets you 3 months of action. And we are up, I believe, 60 some odd units here for this month. So this is real money. We finished over 45 units last month. That's 100 units. So think about it. If you're $1 better, you just won $100. If you're a $10 better, you're up 1,000. If you're $100 better, you're up 10 G's. I mean, let's get after it, you guys. So use this promo code Xmas. I wanted to take the time to share this with you guys because we are firing. We're making a ton of cash. And this isn't about jacking people up. This is about trying to share, give you a chance to try it out, see what it's like. If you enjoy the experience, you like getting those text alerts telling you when we're making bets, then you got a 2-day trial tonight and tomorrow. And it's important to try it out tonight and tomorrow because we won't be live for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And you don't want to miss those bets when they get fired out there. There's a ton of NFL. We're hitting a hot streak in the NFL as well. So enough to be said for all of that. I want to thank all you guys for coming in here tonight. You know, it's only right that we focus in on giving these bookies a hell of a fight. And that's what we're trying to do here with this sports money squad. So let's get to it. You guys know the deal. There's always a ton of work to do. There's never enough time to do it. 7:45 is when we pop off live for the San Francisco Indianapolis game. Going to have a ton of action. We'll be live betting. We're going to be having some jokes, tucking some stories, throwing some polls, getting excited for what is the closeout of 2025. We'll be talking bowl games, look ahead spots. You know, if you followed last night, you would have heard me say I like Washington State. You didn't need to wait and check it out, but wait, you did, and wait, we won. So I've got I got a bunch of plays on the winnable side of things here today. Let's see. What I want to look for is some of these games for college hoops, college hooplas. So I got a 5-pack over there as well. So lots of action, lots of spots, lots of games, lots of angles, lots of fucking winning. All right, so I'm looking at this Abilene Christian game. I gave this one out at -3.5. There was a pretty strong trend and some reverse cash flow moving in their direction. I like this spot. This Texas Southern team does not enamor me, and they're down 5 points right now. So let's see what we can get this live line at. We did well with this the other night when we were live on show. Oh, man, this looks so good. When I haven't refreshed the balance since that college football game ended, so that was nice. That's a fun little surprise. Hey, not really a surprise. Kind of knew it was coming, right? Kind of knew it was a big dub. I'll take the money line. It's -1. I was hoping that number would be a little bit bigger, but it's not. It's not. So that'll be the way that goes down. Let's see. I haven't seen the score yet. Man, sharp perspective betting action. I missed this game too. I'm pissed. It was on that West Georgia over. That stinks. I saw it and I don't know. Weird schedule for college basketball today. I don't know if you guys noticed it or not, but it's like games were popping off at 12, 1, 11, 2, a lot of twos. There was a bunch of twos, and I think that's where that West Georgia game fell into play. South Carolina, that's what I wanted to check out. That was the first play for the action this evening. South Carolina over 148 cashes for us. That was a 165 final. Then Abilene Christian was play number 2. So, feeling good, man. But Big Cox says these winnable bets come fast when you're on the golf course. I'm behind. It's the best part about it, though. You don't have to be anywhere. You can, or be wherever you want to be. We're doing the work. We're putting the research in. I'm personally grinding on this goddamn card almost 20 hours a day. So a couple hours of cocktails and some live streams as we're looking to live bet it as well. And so you guys go do what you want to do. And just trust in us. Rely in me to help you guys get that bag, because that's what we are here to do. I'm also taking the time because they just offered me a free free entry for FanDuel. I don't do a lot of FanDuels. But when they offer me a free entry, I like to get on them right away because they'll fill up and then you can't get in. It's like, fuck, I don't mind. I'm not going to, I prefer just to beat the bookies these days, but I still don't mind rooting on a little player FanDuel. If you get after it, you know what I'm saying. So let's go. Let's get to it. You guys get your best bets in the chat. Let's shout out, see who's here tonight, and then let's get to work. Let's roll our sleeves up. Let's fire off on this card. But I need your guys' help with the way of the thumbs up button. 14 units to gold members over the weekend. I even threw some silver members out there for some action yesterday afternoon. I think it was the 4-0 sweeper, if I'm not mistaken, for the 1 p.m. college or NFL spot. But look, the way you guys can thank me, appreciate what we're doing out there, is by hitting the thumbs up button. That's all you got to do. Going to continue to bring you guys quality content. Going to bring you guys winning sports bets. Going to give you guys the angles, the trends we use, the tools we use, the technology. All I need you guys to do is hit that thumbs up button, and that'll help us continue to promote and grow the brand. I know it's holiday time, so sometimes things are down, but it's sports time, man. It's time to make that money. So if you haven't done so, give that thumbs up a click. Oh, all righty. Let's go now. We've got ourselves some action to get to. Oh, I slept funny. My neck is a little tight today, so I'm just going to let you guys know. Blake M., I'm letting you know. Nicholas Handy's here. David 247 says the over cashed. Oh, there it was. I didn't even have to look. I could have just seen David responding to it. So appreciate you giving me the update, David. Let's go, my dude. Stop Geo in the house. Stop Geo says Metcalf suspended 2 games for fan altercation. That was some dumb shit, man. Dumb shit, especially if it's true what they said last night, where he used his full name. He used a DK instead of DK. That's stupid, man. Trevor of all trades says that Patriots win clinched my win in this week's football pool that I take part in, man. Shout out to you, Trevor. Good job. Nicholas Handy. Peter Grassi says, let's cash again. There's Keith. Let's get this money, everybody, he says. There's the promo code for you guys. If you're looking to get on board with the Win Club 2-day trial, 30-day package, 2-day trial, go out there, give yourselves Xmas in the discount code or the promo code, 2-day free trial. If you don't like it, cancel after those 2 days. No charges, no impact. If you do like it, congratulations. You just made one of the smartest, wisest financial decisions you can in the sports betting business. Blame Cox in the house. Love it. Love to hear the guy. Appreciate that, man. I can appreciate the golfing and getting the bets. Nasty Nate says the Pats smashed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gerardo Hernandez in the house. He says, sup, fellas. Old E says, smash that like you dogs. And there's my guy Sharky. Says, did you fall asleep looking at stacks of cash on the side of the bet? That'll do it. Yep. No sleeping. No sleeping. Sleeping last night. Wow. After the show, of course. After that big win by the Patriots last night. Good spot, man. Flip-flopped. I know earlier in the day I was like, I kind of like the Ravens, but so you sit on the information. You wait and see what kind of materializes. Lots of haters on the Lamar Jackson side of the house now, man. Quit on his team. Man, I'm generally one of the guys that speaks up quickly about the hate, but man, woo-hoo-hoo. He did kind of quit, didn't he? I mean, that back, I don't know. I know what my back feels like, but I still do shit. I still roll when I got to do it. You know what I mean? And my team needs me in the playoffs. Lamar is soft as shit. He has been soft as shit. He's always hurt. It's probably going to cost Harbaugh his job. And it probably should. How many years is that guy just... I mean, I know they're in the playoffs, but like, you've got some of the best talent, and you're just not able to maximize your potential with it. And Mark Andrews, I think Mark Andrews is a hell of a tight end, no doubt. Guy was a beast. You're just not able to get to that next level. And the level and the expectation with Lamar Jackson is you should be in the Super Bowl. So, a little disappointing to see him puss out in that game last night, but let's go. We're not pussing out here tonight. We got ourselves plenty of action to get to. We've got plenty of bets. Shark wants to dominate tonight, man. He says, I'm in. I'm all in, man. I'm ready to go. I'm fired up for this sports card this evening. Catch a couple wins. It does that to you, man. It's got that way of just recharging your soul, man. You get going, you start catching some. Woo! I'll tell you, I wish I didn't know that we won 11 straight college bowl game bets, because that's definitely affecting my headspace now. It shouldn't. You would think the more you win, the more natural it comes to click. The harder you think about that click before you give it out. I was going to go to the under today. There we go. That was the crack I needed. Crack kills. Thatcher Demko, Dan later will start for the Philadelphia Flyers. Thatcher Demko, the number one, the go-to, the head honcho, back from injury. And don't look now, but the Vancouver Canucks are on a little cooker. It's not quite 11 straight bowl game wins, but they got a 4-game winning streak going. Kind of benefit of this team here. It's like addition by subtraction. I don't know how Quinn Hughes, who's one of the most elite defensemen in the league, leaves the team and the team gets better. Other than I can just imagine he had a shit attitude sitting around there. Everybody knows he wants to play with his brothers, and it'll be with New Jersey or somebody else that's got the cap space for it. But he's got this little detour in Minnesota. And somehow Vancouver's addition by subtraction. They got a boatload of talent for this guy. So I guess it makes sense. And you go, Thatcher Demko's rested as shit. Guy was out for a month. So he'll probably be injured by January 28th. That's my next proclamation out there. But hey, run him while you got him. 5 starts in 6 games. So why not? Guy's been okay. 0.75 goals against average. Just okay. But they're winning games. And the Flyers, they've taken L's in 5 of their last 6. So the question becomes, now, in all fairness, those are overtime games. They're losing in overtime. They're losing in shootouts too, which sucks, especially if you're betting on the Flyers. That's not where we're betting tonight in this spot tonight. We're going to look at this total, because on the other side, we have later 12-5-3 with a 2.41 goals against average with this guy out there, man. He has been on fire. 21 of 22 his last game, 4-1 win over the Les Habitants. And I think this makes a ton of sense. Not only do we like the under in this game, it correlates with none other than the Sharp Respected Betting Report. So I am going to fire the first official play for my card this evening. Going to be taking the under 5.5 in this spot. I also like the Flyers. Zegras, Sherwood. Not so sure about Sherwood, but hey, listen. I know it's not pretty, but I do suspect these goaltenders right now are playing peak form. And the last thing I wanted to mention about this here is, I talked the other day that they're in a trade freeze right now. They're in a trade freeze because of the holidays, right? They don't want you to be sitting at home with your family on a 4-day break and get a notification that you got to pack your shit up and you're being traded to Columbus, right? They don't want that. So they're giving them a pause. There's a temporary moratorium on trades, but this is the last game that the Vancouver Canucks have before they start their holiday break. So one would question, yes, you're finishing strong. I mean, they won 4 in a row. New Jersey, New York, Boston. This is going to be their 5th. There's that magic number of 5 before they shoot on off to the holiday break and then come back for a game on Saturday against San Jose at home. So could they be checked out? Probably. I'll tell you which game you want to circle. Circle the December 29th game. So the schedule goes like such. They've got this game to finish off a 5-game road trip. They've then got San Jose at home after Christmas. They shoot over to Seattle for a quick game in Seattle before they start a 3-game homestand against Philadelphia, Seattle, and Boston. Circle Seattle to win that game on the 29th. Circle the Flyers to win this game here, and then probably fade both these teams when they have that second go-round here in just a couple of days. So a couple thoughts for some look-ahead spots for some of you guys. Let's talk about game number 2 in the NHL. Let's see what you guys say. What say you guys in the chat there? Lots of good stuff going on here. Let's see. AOD's in the house. Timmy Two Shoes says college basketball, Texas and Arizona team total overs for Timmy Two Shoes. Peter Gracia says, anyone know why Derrick Henry came out the game? I heard Derrick Henry put Harbaugh on his ass in the locker room. Obviously, I can't confirm if that's true or not, but I heard it. And I think he came out the game because of the drops, right? I mean, he's been fumbling. I don't know. Peter says, or is Harbaugh just an idiot head coach? Jolly Green says, Harbaugh been saved by talented players. He can't coach for shit. Any adversity or injury and the team folds. Yeah, I think it's got a lot to do with preparation. Preparation H on that guy. Timmy Tucci says, you can count on Ravens Harbaugh to fold when it matters. Timmy Tucci played Mishkov for a point with a decent price. Trevor Valtrate says, any wisdom on tonight's game? Hopeful to hear it now instead of after tonight's game. Well, which game are you talking about? If you're talking about any one of the games that's on the list, you're going to hear it here now. Mr. Wesker says Lamar faked that injury. Post-game was very telling. Timmy Tucci says the East is DeBrusque's old haunts. His point is decent. Kelly V says Zegras, Philly, hot. Anytime goal or points. Yeah. Didi says, where's the winnable link? I'll drop a winnable link for you guys in the chat. Let's see. This should get you guys there. That should get you there. SF Diner says Eddie De Niro over 1.5 field goals. Purdy over 11.5 rushing yards. Purdy anytime touchdown. Mr. Whisker says Lamar better work on his acting skills if he's going to make it to Hollywood. Josh Allen goes to Hollywood before Lamar Jackson does. Okay. Important to hydrate. Got to hydrate before we rehydrate so we can dehydrate. Columbus Blue Jackets, LA Kings. So by the way, I mentioned that under part of the sharp respected betting action, sharing it here with you guys this evening. Just so glorious. Giving mood. Tis the season, man. Winning some money, feeling good, want to pay it forward, want to keep that good positive energy going, man. That's the difference here. I think we want to stay positive and stay hot so we don't have to get hot here. Columbus Blue Jackets, the LA Kings. Speaking of staying hot, getting hot, what do we have ourselves going on with this game here? There's a couple of later spots. I told you it's only a 4-game card tonight. Anton Forsberg starts for the LA Kings, and Columbus Blue Jackets will trot out Jet Greaves. Anton Forsberg's a .500 goaltender with a .269 goals against average. I mean, both these goaltenders are. This is the classic. I'm going to tip my hand immediately. 2.77 for Jet Greaves, 2.69 for Anton Forsberg. 90.3% save percentage for Jet Greaves, 90% save percentage for Anton Forsberg. And by the way, Anton Forsberg's got a shutout in there, which means he let up a 0, which means he kind of skewed the numbers a little bit. He had 96.9% save percentage and a 2-1 win over the Lightning. Okay, we'll give him that. And it's tough because the Columbus Blue Jackets have only won 1 of their last 9. They're 1-5-3. So what's happening in this game? What's the situation look like? Well, for me, we have equal goaltending. Take the names off and just look at the stats that I shared with you. We're back to that spot where we've got a Kings team, 2 or fewer goals in 5 straight games. You can't win games if you can't get the goals. And then on top of that, you're going to drop a monster price tag like this for the Los Angeles Kings? -170? I don't care if they're at home or not. There ain't no fucking way. And you know what's funny? The Sharp Perspective Betting Report agreed. They love this Columbus Blue Jackets team, as do I. And I think this is a good spot for us to take a big swing here. It was 170, I believe it was, last night. I watched that thing go all day long. So I will be on the Columbus Blue Jackets tonight And I suggest you get it now because this continues to take hits throughout the day as they see those sharps coming in, recognizing that Columbus is in a spot despite their situation. And I think it has a lot to do with strong goaltending against a team that's struggling. I mean, look at 1 goal, 2 goal. I'm sorry, 2 goals, 2 goals, 1 goal, 1 goal, 2 goals, 2 goals, 0 goals, 1 goal, 1 goal, 1 goal. I mean, that's almost the entire month of December for the Los Angeles Kings. And frankly, they were so hot last year at home. The pendulum shifts back the other way, and they certainly are due for quite a few L's on the home ice. So I'm going to take this spot and see if we can get after it. Let's go on to this last game in the NHL. Keep this brisk pace moving so we can get this stuff done. Get our action moving and get ourselves ready. Seattle Kraken and the Anaheim Ducks. I kind of made a little prognostication with these Anaheim Ducks the other day. I said, look, and it sucks that Cutter Gauthier is just good. Could certainly use him in Philly. But I guess the flip side is then we wouldn't have guys like Zegras and Drysdale. So I guess it's okay. I guess you got to let that one get away, right? It's the one that got away, as they say. But we have this Seattle Kraken team taking on this Anaheim Ducks team. And I told you guys about 2 weeks ago, felt like Anaheim's a little too ahead of their skis right now. In other words, they're a rebuilding youthful team. And they started out pretty hot. You know, and look, at home, they're still pretty hot. This team on their home ice, I mean, they're number 1 in the Pacific Division. So it's can't go out there and throw hate, shade. But I'll tell you this, they're 2-4 in their last 6. They've lost to some teams. I mean, they kicked the can around. They lost to that Devils team that couldn't score when Hughes was out. They lost to the Islanders. And, you know, this is a big road trip that was extended out that way. They lost to the Columbus Blue Jackets. They just avenged that Columbus Blue Jackets loss. So you could argue they're 2-4 in their last 6. But take that one out of the sample because it kind of taints it and poisons it. And you know, when I say that, I mean it's more of like you know, we know the bounce back spots. We know they're real. We know they happen. We talk about them every single time we see them on the card. And I just have to look at this one. Kind of a little, you know, I talked about the 4-1. I've talked about the 4-1. I've talked about the shutout. Shutout continues to reign true even in the NFL. About 4-3 wins. Fade them opponents off that 4-3 win. You're going to be finding yourselves a 65% profitable angle out there. That'd be this last game. Kind of says, hey, listen, it was a revenge spot. They were back home. They had to grind that entire game. It wasn't easy. They spent that emotional and physical energy to go out there and secure that win. This is the kind of look-ahead flop spot. And not only the look-ahead flop spot, but ultimately for this team here, they're not going to be back in action until after Christmas. So this is a great spot to fade, in my opinion, and take a big price tag, a plus 145. Beginning to look a lot like Christmas around here with all these plus money shots that we're taking. Christmas might be back on. My Christmas is never off, by the way, just so we're all on the same deal. Kelly V, Kelly V, don't do it. Don't do it, Kelly V. Don't do it. This is a great spot for this Kraken team. We'll see what happens. We'll see how they do. David says, I made a fantasy championship game. Did you, Mikey? I am in the fantasy. I am 1-for-1. I am in one league. I am in the championship. I have won the championship 3 of my last 4 years. And I am hoping to go 4 or 5. Because that just sounds good. Then I'll probably retire. Then I will probably retire from fantasy. Just a lot. This work, you know, the previous years, nobody wants to hear about the fantasy teams, right? But I didn't do any. I think I made one fantasy free agent move. Like when my quarterback was on a bye, I picked up a replacement. When my defense was on a bye, I picked up a replacement. That was the extent of my moves for like 2-3 seasons. This year, man, I had 3 dudes getting hurt every single week. I had to work for it this year. I had Joe Burrow goes down. I had to deal. I should have picked up Matt Stafford. It was him or Indiana Jones. I chose Indiana Jones. Who knew Matt Stafford was going to go out there and fucking shock the world? So I kind of want it this year. Not that you don't want it any year, but it's a large winner takes most of the pot situation as well. So kind of want it. Plus Michael B. I want to see Michael B. I have to look at my championship one more time. Let's go to college hoops, you guys. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button. If you haven't done so already, show some support for the squad by hitting that thumbs up button, share the screen, let everybody know we're here doing this thing. And how about this? This couldn't have worked out any better. I told you guys the other day, I was like, I'm done with these fucking Dolphins. Remember? And I said, I'm not talking about the Miami Dolphins. I'm done with them too. But shout out to Waddle. That being said, though, the Jacksonville Dolphins are absolutely atrocious, man. They can't win for shit on the road. They just go out there collecting up checks, helping pay some of that NIL dollars, I guess, because they are bad. They are bad and bad, this Jacksonville team. And they got Florida State with a big number, 72% of the bet, 68% of the cash coming in on Jacksonville. Public road dog, and the line ain't moving. This total's moved up 4 points from 156.5 to 160.5. So you got to look at that and say, wait a minute, who's going to score all those points? Is it because there's no defense? No. I've seen, there's no defense from Jacksonville, but Jacksonville's currently 1-4 in their last 5. The only team that they've beaten, Florida A&M. Now they just lost to Florida A&M in the revenge bounce back spot. So it's real. It's real, you guys, when you see it out there. But Florida State, Florida State had a tough go of it. And some disappointment for me because they got torched by Georgia. 107-73. They're 1.5 point favorites. What the hell happened? They lost to Houston. Okay. It was in Houston. And that's the capital of the unders. We know that. So let's take that one off the equation. You lost to UMass. You're 11.5 point favorites. I think that was a Saturday, wasn't it? I'm not so sure I can excuse that. And then you lose to Dayton. But they got themselves the get right spot out there against Mississippi Valley State, the team we're going to talk about here in a minute. And so we've got ourselves a team. Now they were laying 40.5 against Mississippi Valley. They finally covered that number. And Jacksonville couldn't cover their cold heads with a hat if they had life depended on it. So what we look at here is two things. One, first of all, Florida State. You give them a high total over 144. You give them a favorite of more than minus 10.5 points. And they are 17-2-1. You take a bad team, you give them a big number with the expectation of a lot of points. It's Florida State that's doing that scoring out there. And I couldn't agree more. Also, sharp respected college betting action. How about that? Fired off the card tonight. We're going to take Florida State to kick this thing off in the college hardwood. We're going to move on to this game here. A little battle of, I think that's the last one I got for you guys hearing. Sharp respected betting for college hoops. So I got one more for you in the NBA. Canisius pops off here against Duquesne. The nursing school of Duquesne. A incredibly female dominant organization. You want to be a nurse, you go to Duquesne. It's a thing. I know because my one of my ex-bosses had a smoke show daughter who was going to Duquesne. And she wants to be a nurse. So anyhow, this line opened at 20.5. It's moved down to 18.5. 72% of the bets, 70% of the cash are on the Canisius side of things here. The Golden Griffins. And the total's been flopping. 141.5. So move up to 143.5 out there. 58% of the bets and 58% of the cash are bouncing on this over. Both these teams are mediocre. Problem for Canisius is going on the road. Has not been their strength. 1-6. And Canisius has been rolling to the unders. 6 straight unders on the Canisius side of things. Duquesne's kind of inconsistent. 1 over, 1 under, 1 over, 1 under, 1 over, 1 under. They just went over. And I got some intersecting zeros that will talk to us about the total in this one. And it's the under I'm looking at the peg in this game. You moved it up 2 points for me. And you recognize that Canisius is bad, man. When they're a dog and the team they're playing is averaging more than 40% shooting, they just die. They're 9-0 to the under. They're averaging 126.5 points a game in those spots out there. Canisius don't bring it to the game. And Duquesne intersects that zero with an 11-0 under on their own front. When they got a total less than 150.5, and they were a dog their previous game. Books moving that pendulum around to try to balance their action. And this is one of them teams that they just look past because it's not the Kansas. It's not the Kentuckys. It's not the Dukes and UNCs out there. They're averaging 125.8 points a game in those spots. So I'm going to throw down. I was going to say lower the bar. I don't know what that even means. I don't even know what that means. But I'm taking the under 143.5. And we're going to keep it moving. Start to smoke and mirrors. So smash the like, you filthy animals. Trevor says, on the Ducks' first period, puck line. Kelly V says, heard Seattle has the flu. The Michael Jordan flu game. All right, let's go on to, let's keep this thing going here. We got a few more games to get to. We got about an hour on the dot until we kick off for the live NFL show. And you know what that means. Lots of bets, lots of cashing. Been on a heater with these primetime games. Minus that fucking Rams under. That thing went way the hell over. Bryant and High Point. Big favorite for High Point. 20 points now. It was 16.5. It's moved 3.5 points. And you're pretty split on the action. 53% of the bets are on the Bryant side of things, but 51% of the cash on the High Point side of things. So take note. Are the books telling us that High Point kicks the shit out of Bryant? It's another one of those situations where we've got a bad road team in Bryant, 0-8. They're winless. They're barely won any games to begin with, but at least they're 3-1 at home. And then on the other side of things, High Point comes into this thing. High Point's one of the high points of this conference. And the total's gone kind of batty. It's gone to 50. There's 53.5 and there's 55.5. So you decide somewhere in between how you want to get involved with that. There are 58% of the bets and 58% of the cash on the under in the spot out there. You look at this one, you start breaking it down. There's not a lot to break down. This Bryant team fucking sucks. Look. You want to go out there and lay all those points with this High Point team, though? I mean, look, High Point's they are 3-1 in their last 4. Their only loss being at Appy. They clearly play great at home. Look at 7-1 is that home record. But a lot of points. How do you attack a game like this that's only got 1,800 tickets on it? It's only garnered the attention of 1,800 individuals. And I'm one of them. Because I want to get in on the under. I want some under business here on a Manic Monday. Bryant, 155.5. They're 10-0 to the under as a dog. If they got busted up by 5 or more points the previous game, 136.8 is the total we're seeing. That's almost a 20-point margin against the team on the whole, on the total as a whole. Then High Point comes in at 9-0 to the under as well. A favorite of more than 13.5 points. A big favorite with a medium total, struggling to hit the 3 ball. If they made less than 10 threes their previous game, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Big favorite says they should dictate pace. They're not going out there splashing threes from all over the court. And the total is not like a 180 where they're saying both teams are going to run fast pace and tempo because we're just not going to see Bryant run shit for pace. They're averaging 143.3 points in those games as well. So we will take the under 155.5. And I'm cool. 154.5, 153.5. Look, there's enough. I told you guys this before. I'm not trying to come in here with a spot where it's like, oh, it moved 2 points, so now that game's off the table. No, you don't really hear me say that too often. Pretty much eat it at this point, and I think that's more than fine. So stand on business. Asking if SF9er's confident in his namesake tonight. Kelly V says, CBJ, my dude, Werenski's out. Helps the under. Under. Play the under. Okay. Let's keep her moving here. We got Mississippi Valley State. We got 2 more college basketball games, an NBA game, NFL game, and Bo on the show so we can get ready for the 7:45 live stream. You've heard me talk about this. West Virginia. Hell of an under school. Virginia and West Virginia. Hell and Houston. And I don't know if I'm leaving anybody out. Oh, maybe I might be leaving one more out. Mississippi Valley State is a huge dog. 41.5, but it has moved slightly. Now, 91% of the bets, 87% of the cash are on the Mississippi Valley side of things. And it has come down a point. There's only 1,500 tickets or so in the sample, so some respected bettors coming in on Mississippi Valley State, maybe. I don't know. Not me. Total's gone from 135.5 to 138.5 with 72% of the bets and 73% of the cash on the over. So we got an over and a public dog. I don't know how public that dog is as much as it's just too many points, right? And I told you before, Virginia and their unders. In fact, I'll tell you again, home unders are 20 and 6. 20 to the under, 6 to the over, 26 game count, 7 and 3 to the under in their last 10. So you got a big spread. You got reverse line movement on the total against what should be a trend that says under. What do you do? How do you attack it? Well, I'm a little concerned that West Virginia could go out there and run shop. 88 points against Ohio State. That was a roadie. They put up 90 against a shit team in Little Rock. Wake Forest, they put up a 66 pack. They put up 91 against Coppin. When they play the bad teams, they're north of 85 points. So could it be feasible this team gets to 100? And if they get to 100 on an under, you're in trouble. But you know who else is in trouble? Mississippi Valley State. They're awful. And when they play good teams, they hover 49 points. Florida State, 96-49. Kansas State, 108-49. I mean, they played the Warhawks. I don't consider the Warhawks to be a good team, but they only put up 52 points out there as well. So I think when you break it down, you start looking at what this line's telling us here. They're telling you got to jump in on this under for the Mississippi Valley State. Because West Virginia at home, probably not going to get tired of slapping these guys around. So let's be prudent and let's take a team total. Let's sneak that one in there. Kelly says they say low total, high spread. They say take dog. I don't think so. Not in this case. Not in this case. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I just think you can't trust. You can't trust Mississippi Valley to start because there's just too many points. But with too many points, they're saying beat down. And if beat down comes into play, I'm going to make them pay. Take me some team total action. But we'll see how that one goes. That'll be a fun one to keep our eyes on. Where's that last game? Where'd that last game go? It's literally the last game, isn't it? Yes. Yes, 10 p.m. The last game on the rotation order. Has Northern Iowa open up at 10.5 point dogs? That's moved to 11. You've got 39% of the bets, 39% of the cash. Nobody's betting on Northern. I mean, somebody is, but they look at St. Mary's. The class of the West out there, maybe fighting the Zags in San Francisco. The Zags in San Francisco. I don't know. 61% of the bets, 61% of the cash have come in on the St. Mary's side of things. Now minus 11.5. Total's gone from 126.5 to 131.5. 5 points of movement, 76% of the bets, 75% of the cash are on the over. It's moved. And it's moved too many points in my estimation out there. I'm taking the under in this one as well. Lots of unders on the card. Unders. We like overs. We like unders, especially if they stay way under with low totals. And St. Mary's, perfect 12-0 to the under. Forcing, when they play a team that forced less than 15 turnovers out there. Northern Iowa's to the under when they're average, playing a team that's averaging less than 65 points. This is a great spot. 116.5. I botched that up. I think I wrote my notes down wrong. Let me see. Yeah. St. Mary's 12-0 to the under when they're playing a team that's averaging more than 45.1% shooting. and failed to cover the spread in back-to-back spots. Good shooting team. Books can't figure it out. That's Northern Iowa, I guess. And then Northern Iowa was 8-0 to the under when they're playing a team that allowed less than 65 points. Defense, man up. St. Mary's is all about that. We've been talking about St. Mary's doing that for 2 seasons now. We'll take that spot out there with St. Mary's under 130.5. Excuse me. Move to the NBA. I told you I don't really love this NBA card tonight. Oops. Guess I should have stopped on this one. St. Mary's 7-0 at home, 10-2 on the season. I don't know. I'm gonna ride that trend with that one. It's a late spot there. It's a super low number. I like the super highs to go over. I like the super lows to go under. But if you can start to validate it with some intersecting zeros, I think we'll put ourselves in position to get paid. And the Pistons and the Trailblazers will pop off some evening action for us in the NBA. It's a late spot. It just has to do with playing a shit team. Teams below 500. Pistons play down. Pistons play up to their caliber, their competition. They also play down to their competition. And when they're playing a bad team, the under prevails 146 to 107 when they're playing against a team that's below 500. And if you zoom in, it's 22-14 over its last 36. They gear up for the good games. They load manage. They rest everybody. And they just don't really go out there and bring pace and tempo when they're playing bad teams. So we'll take the under. Also, it happens to be from the Sharp Respected Betting Report that we're going to jump into. Lots of those games for you guys here tonight. So get after it. Let's go. Let's see what we have to do. Stand on business, says honoring Jim Irsay is important to the Colts tonight. Let's talk about that Colts game real quick. All right, now listen. We saw what happened last week. That Seattle team. And a lot of people are sitting there going, wow, well, you know what Seattle just did to LA. What do you think? And I'll tell you what I think is they do have a hell of a DVOA program out there for this Indianapolis Colts team, which makes sense because, you know, they're a running team. Keep them off the field. They've got this, what was it, the second ranked DVOA in passing. They keep the ball. They stop the run game. They stop the pass. The Indianapolis Colts do. You look at the San Francisco side of things here. You've got -3s have moved to -4s and now 4.5. So you have 62% of the bets, excuse me, and 57% of the cash on the Niners. And it's moving Niners direction. This total is, oh, where'd it go? Total is not doing anything. 64% of the bets, 71% of the cash. And I looked at that and I thought about the Colts for a minute. I thought long and hard about the Colts, to be honest with you. And I thought, well, they're catching some points. They're at home. They just played that good game. And that's where I wanted to stop. Because Phillip Rivers ain't no spring chicken. Now, last week we had the edge. I told you guys that he had the familiarity with the coach and the playbook, and he was running the same playbook at his high school that he was coaching as what they were running out there on the other side of things here. The problem, though, is San Francisco's a real team. They can blitz. Now, the problem I had is I was thinking about this. CMC, could he have a more disappointing season? San Francisco had how many plays did they have? 200 something plays where they hadn't scored a rushing touchdown. They went 6 or 7 games without a rushing touchdown. But they had Mac Jones, so they were winning games. So you were winning games with Mac Jones. And on the reverse, you upgraded by bringing Brock Purdy in. And they've won 4 games since. Excuse me. 41-22 at Arizona. 20-9 against Carolina. 26-8 against Cleveland. That was in Cleveland. That was a cold game, if you guys will recall. And then they handled Tennessee, but I'm going to discount what the Colts did last week. Respect, and we made money off of fading Seattle last week because they had the Rams this week. But they had the Rams this week. So they were, from the get-go, all they were interested in doing is finding a way to get that win, get everybody healthy, and get on to a big game that meant something for their division. 49ers as road favorites on Monday Night Football are 15-5. They've won 9 of their last 10 in those spots out there. Away favorites versus non-conference. Second half of the season are 7-0-1 on Monday nights as well. And I think this stage is appropriately set for the San Francisco 49ers to lace that ass. Brandon Ayuk. All right. Next man up. Ricky Pearsall. That boy seemed like a bad man. Not even comment. But listen, the Colts, formidable competitors when they had Danny Dimes. They're buying time here. If they get in the playoffs, good for them. But realistically, I don't want anything to do with this aging Phillip Rivers. That's just what it comes down to for me. Is last week it was a great look ahead spot. This week you got the favorite and a big stage on Monday night. And I think he goes out there and hammers them. I don't care if it's 4. I don't care if it's 4.5. I'll bet you these guys win by a double-digit spot out there. And I thought about, on the other lens of this thing here, taking the team total under. So I didn't quite get there, but I thought about it. And that's the way we're going to put the bow on the show, you guys. Thank you all for coming in, checking it out. If you haven't done so already, give it a shot over to Winnable. Take a look at what's going on over there. Best bets, premium plays, text alerts, all kinds of fun things. So let's get ourselves a fun night tonight. Good luck to everybody in their action, and I'll see you guys at 7:45 live for the best damn dual stream in the business with my guy, Razor Sharp Picks. Special guest, we're going to have Ramon Scott. It's going to be fun.